My search should be focused upon the name Las Zarpas.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require
But I know...
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties, but it will be a long and drawn-out process. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barkazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive in.
You may rest assured that I have a far better idea.
Of course, you already had a plan.
Well, the case is solved.
Right away.
In a manner of speaking, the police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman...
Really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff.
Goodbye.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold. Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits. The pupil is dilated. The pupil is dilated. The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. A weak pulse. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I...
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to...
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied to...
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room? Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Please tell us the chain of events, from the start, everything that you can remember.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any...
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first, and then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so...
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
The steam room. Champagne for a special occasion. Champagne. Unopened. It was an ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled. Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room. These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Death with a peculiarly
Like the one you almost had an up.
Let us forget about that. The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather...
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would...
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample. Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before this...
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns...
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he...
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street. This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about... One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The brazier is still burning. I will need something to pick up this melted metal. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away. G. Newell and Sons, steam specialist.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's...
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first. I feel ill. I want to go.
I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard.
None, Lestrade. How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called...
Did you leave the baths at any time?
No, sir, I did not.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at a...
But how could you...
The telegram was for someone in...
Mr. Holmes, it's I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out. No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention.
Frigidarium. This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop. Tools used by archaeologists in their research. Tools used by... I will need these... A shape has been cut in the plate. What? Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers. Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers. Glass plate negatives. A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation... I should analyze this melted metal.